I was talking to a female friend of mine that I've known for like 16 or so years now. And I want to talk about this concept that she brought up in our conversation. So to start it off, I was talking to this woman and she was telling me about this new guy that she started dating. And she said she's not used to dating the type of guy that she's currently dating because the type that she has looks one way, he looks a different way, but she's like in her late 30s and still single. So she's like giving it a shot, right? And so she said they've only been on a few dates now, but she's really liked the fact that he's been a guy that's been able to actually plan dates. Like, you know, he'll ask her for a date, he'll pick a location and just ask her what day she wants to be there. And then he'll pick her up, they'll go to the restaurant or go to the activity of note, and he'll be able to like guide her through all that stuff. And so she said recently they were setting up a date, and basically she started to try to like take control of the planning of the date. And then he said, no, I got this. I know exactly where we're going to go. I know exactly what we're going to do. And what she said to me on the phone was, it felt so nice that, and I'm quoting her now, it felt so nice that she was dating a guy that planned stuff so well that it allowed her to play dumb. Now, my friend is by no means dumb. She is in the entertainment industry. She works behind the scenes at a very well-known show. I'm not going to give away her ID on here, right? But she works at a very well-known show, and she's got, you know, she makes a decent amount of money. She has a good position. But the fact that even with all that, she still was dating all these previous guys that were asking her to make plans and asking her to like put together stuff. And she was just like, I like to just show up as the girl. I want to just show up and look pretty and say, hey, I'm here. Where do you want to take me? You know? But the fact that she said she liked being allowed to play dumb, I thought that was very interesting because sometimes that's taken offensively. And I'm sure if I do like a blog about it, which I probably will, that women will be offended at the fact that my friend said she wants to play dumb. But what is she actually saying? What she's saying is that she wants to be with a guy that can just make the decisions to where she can just show up and turn her brain off. And let me tell you guys, you know what I've learned in the last few months about women in terms of planning stuff? The reason that they want men to plan things is because it's not that they can't make decisions. It's that making every single decision in the course of her day is overtaxing her brain because, you know, for men, we think, okay, I got to make a decision between X, Y, and Z. And we might sit there for a minute and try to figure out, okay, which one do I want to go with? But initially, it can take us maybe 5 or 10 minutes to decide this is the direction we're going, right? And we're not thinking about too much in terms of the decision other than, is this something I want to do or not? Does it feel like I want to do this or not, right? Women, just on every decision they make, are putting so much thought, time, attention, and energy, not just into making the decision, but what the impact is going to be with that decision. I will give you a perfect example. So in my relationships, more often than not, I will plan the dates. I'll say, hey, I'll go on Yelp, maybe look for 20 minutes for an activity or a restaurant or something and say, hey, okay, I found something for us to do. Boom, we're going to go do that. I'm just like, let's just find something to do. I check out the place to make sure I know what the dress code is or what she should be wearing and what the food's going to be like. But it's not really much more than that kind of thought. You know, I just think, will she have a good time? Yes. Is there food here she can eat? Fantastic. And is it something new we haven't tried before? Awesome. Let's do it. Right. But what I'll say to women that I'm dating is like, you know, every so often, it would be nice just for you to plan a date. Like you ain't got to do it all the time. But if we're going out, say 4 times a month, I can plan 3 of those dates. You plan 1 of those dates, right? Every woman that I have dated, so this is not just like 1 or 2 women. This is like I've been dating for a while. I've experienced a bevy of women that have had to plan dates for me, right? Hearing the process that they had to go through in order to plan a date for me, it just boggles my mind how much energy they put into trying to make a simple decision. Because to us, what seems like a simple decision to them is a litany of choices. So for a woman, let's say it's not about, hey, just pick out anything for us to do, right? Let's say I'm like, hey, I want to go to a restaurant, so you plan out the restaurant. You would think she could just say, okay, I'm going to go on Yelp and look up like a few places. Hey, I found a place. Let's go there, right? And it'd just be that simple. It's never just that one choice. It is a variety of things that she's going to consider in order to make that decision. So, for example, they'll look at, okay, well, what's the atmosphere like? Is it better to go like at like 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on, are they playing jazz at 8 o'clock versus like they're not playing anything at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Okay, what's the food menu? Does my guy have allergies? And then, what's the table setup situation? Because is he going to be sitting like where we can sit, we look outside the window? Are we going to be over a balcony? Or are we going to be like, like in the middle of the dining hall? And then do they have booths there versus tables? And then they think about things we wouldn't even imagine, like, okay, what's the decorum like? And then what's my outfit going to be? Is it going to be good if I wear like a red dress versus just my corduroy pants and my shirt? Like what kind of style am I going to be having to wear there that other people are going to see? Am I going to be compared to the other people that are there? And then in terms of you, it's like, okay, so I want to take him to this place, but like, does it have enough food on there that he can choose from? Again, what's the allergy thing going to look like? Like they will, and they'll do that for every single place that they're looking up to try to take you, right? And so this is for every decision. So they might think about, okay, the restaurant's cool, and then God forbid we pick a second location. Okay, do we want to do like an arcade, or do we want to do something that's like more low key? If you walk on the beach, like what do the beach lights look like? And then, if the light's going a certain way, is there an activity that's happening there that we're going to be in the middle of? And then how do I look for that also? So now I got to coordinate my dress with also what's going to be happening for both the dinner and the beach walk. And then beyond just the date itself, they think about, okay, so if I pick Mexican food, then I got to worry about the rest of my day. Like what things can I eat that are light to make sure that I'm not going to be too full for when we go to Mexican food. I got to make sure to go to the bathroom before I go to this place. So now do we want to do Mexican food versus Chinese food? Because the Mexican, I like it, but it makes my stomach a little queasy and so blah, blah. So they put all of that thought into trying to make a decision. And that's not just for a date with you. That is how I'm just learning this. This is how women are about every single decision they make throughout the course of their day. And ranging from like what route they're taking to work to, going. This is why it takes women like 3,000 hours to pick a single outfit to go out. This is why you got to tell women like 3 hours in advance before you're going out, because they'll literally go through, okay, it's not just pick an outfit. But what's the occasion? What's the atmosphere? How am I going to be compared to other people? Do I wear heels versus tennis shoes because I'm going to be walking around a lot? And then what's the weather like outside? Like this is for every decision. So this is why, gentlemen, when it comes to planning a date, they want you to make the decision, because they know on a subconscious level that if you can just pick the place, that is one burden off of their plate that they do not have to think about. Because when you just ask them out, you're thinking, well, you're trying to be a cordial, nice guy and trying to be like, okay, well, I want her to have a good time. So if I let her pick the place, then she's going to definitely have a good time. But what's going to happen is you're going to stress her out, because she's going to have to go through all the things I just told you about to think up a place to go. And then you got to figure, if you just take that part off her plate, she's still going to have a bunch of decisions. Like if you leave it to yourself to just plan the date, she still has to plan an outfit. She still has to figure out things like what she's going to do for a first date, like what she's going to pack for safety, if it's bear mace, is she going to call her friends and tell them, hey, I'm going out with this guy, so be here, this and that. Like she's still going to have a bunch of other decisions to make, which is why women get frustrated when you say also, oh, by the way, where do you want to go? So understand, women, when it comes to planning dates, they don't want to do it. They want to be able to play dumb. They want to act like they can just go on a date and turn their brain off and be feminine and not worry about the decision of planning a place for you all to go. Because what you're thinking should be just an easy decision and just pick wherever you want to go. To her, it's 1,000 other decisions that are going to be made off of you asking her to make that one decision. All right. I just thought that was interesting that my friend had that conversation. And also, speaking of that, I wanted to play this video that I saw on TikTok that actually perfectly illustrates what it is that women would actually like to feel from their guys in terms of planning a date. Right. So here's an example of a guy that was dating a woman for a while, and he planned out this entire thing, and you'll see how she reacted.
Best thing you've ever done for someone?
I said to a lady, clear a weekend for me. She's like, oh, where are we going? I'm like, don't worry about that. Just pack a bag. What should I pack? Pack something casual, pack something to hike in, pack maybe some cocktail attire. Picked her up in a car. Don't worry about it. Drive to JFK. Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? We're going on a plane? To where? Don't worry about it. We got a drink at the airport. Where are we going? Birmingham, Alabama. She goes, what the fuck's in Birmingham? She starts looking up what's in Birmingham. We land, get in a car, Birmingham. We start driving. About an hour and a half later, we hit the Mississippi border. And she's like, what the fuck's in Mississippi? Like, oh, don't worry about that.
Now, so far, I like what this guy's doing. Understand, for a first date, you're not trying to be mystery man in terms of the date for the first date, because women are going to want to be able to tell their girlfriends and family members where they're going. So if things go crazy, they know where to pick her up. But you guys that are in long-term relationships, understand you should be doing this kind of stuff, because at that point, the woman has high trust in you, and she still wants to feel as though there's a level of effort being put forth. And women like mystery and surprises. So this guy is pushing all the right buttons.
It's a surprise. The whole thing's a surprise. We get through the town of Philadelphia, Mississippi, small town. Got to the best hotel in town, which is like La Quinta. And she goes, what's in the other bag? And I'm like, if you open it, you'll know, but don't open it. And she's like, okay. Next day,
I appreciate the fact that she listened when he said, hey, if you open this bag, you'll find out, so don't open it. And she was like, okay. That's a woman that truly trusts her guy.
Got up, went to get breakfast. She's, what's going on? Like, you'll see. Every storefront just has all this like artwork in it saying, welcome Dolly. Dolly Parton's playing. She doesn't play anymore.
I know.
She stopped. Marty Stewart, he has a museum, a country music museum in Philadelphia, Mississippi. She decided to do one show for him. And tickets went on sale months and months before. I waited in line to get tickets and went to see Dolly Parton at a 500-seater, fucking 12 rows back. And she was like, this is great. I would have packed certain clothes if I knew it was going to be Dolly Parton. I was like, damn it. If I only realized that and brought one of your friends over to your house to pick out outfits that you would have worn. And that's what's in the other bag. And it was all her fucking tassels.
Oh my God.
See that? That's a woman that's like, I wish a guy would do that for me. I wish a guy knew me so well that he knew my favorite artist. He figured out a way to let me see her. And then he even asked my friends to help him with the clothes that I should wear for this thing. Like, and the reason she's reacting like that is because women in relationships, and I've experienced this personally, women in relationships, when they're trying to plan to do stuff for you and they truly love and care about you, this is the level of thought that women will put into surprises for you, gifts for you, things that you're going to appreciate. And all they're asking for is a guy that can do that and not have them be the ones constantly making decisions. That's a woman that's like, I need to find a guy that's going to be able to make me like be able to play dumb also, and just like trust him so much that I know he's going to take good care of me wherever we go. And he'll also do nice stuff like this.
Different outfits.
Stop.
It was the best.
So yeah, that guy definitely won some cool points for that, and his lady had a good time, right? So all this to say, guys, that don't believe for a second that women are dumb. Like, in their day-to-day, women are in fact making decisions, but understand this is just being stereotypical now. It's not that women can't make decisions, but they put so much extra thought into when they're making decisions, because it goes beyond just a analytical thing for them to make a decision. It's also considering the emotional, how people are going to be affected, how you're going to be affected, how the atmosphere is going to think, how it's going to make her feel about stuff. Like, and sometimes women are just like, I don't want to think about all that. Like, I'm in my head all day at work thinking about stuff on a logical and emotional level. It's taxing, it's annoying. And guys, we've been designed since day one to be able, if you're leaning into your true masculine, then the ability to make decisions about things, if you train yourself right, should be easy and actually not as stressful. So that's why women look to us to try to decide on things, because we're supposed to be the ones of the two of us that are able to make decisions easier and quickly and quicker, but we're making them quicker, but still using our discernment about the right decisions to make. Now, with dating, I would say, in terms of you planning a date, there's not necessarily a right or wrong to that. So many guys panic about, but if I choose the wrong place or whatever. And for women, it's really about, in those first few dates, about really connection and getting to know you. If you're with a woman, it's like, it's got to be based on a certain restaurant, she's not for you, because she's going to be a gold digger and it's going to be a hassle. But most women are just like, just pick any place and I'll show up. I don't want to plan a thing. Please don't make me plan a thing. And that's really like the first way that men start to like make women lose interest in them, is by having them make the decisions about something as simple as the date. She wants to play dumb. So let her play dumb. Let you be the one that makes the decision so she can show up and in her feminine wiles and just have a good time with you.